Welcome back from the break. This is still Entertainment Guide on DJTV. My name is Prudent himself, and of course, it's time for us to have our one-on-one session. Today, I'm going to be interacting with a very busy person who I've managed to bring him into the studio, the CEO of GHAMRO, of course, in the person of Mr. Jackson Brefo. And we're about to have a big conversation about the activities of GHAMRO, which plays a very instrumental role in our music industry here in Ghana. Say, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Prudence.
Yep, I'm very, very grateful for honoring our invitation. But quickly, I introduced you as the CEO of GHAMRO.
Yeah.
We've always known Uncle Rex
Yeah.
as a very instrumental person in GHAMRO. What is your leadership role and what's the difference between you and his mandate?
All right, like every other corporate entity, GHAMRO has a board.
Okay.
And per the constitution, GHAMRO has a 7-member board.
Wow.
Yes, and the 7-member board is chaired by Rex Osusumafo.
Oh, so he's a board chairman?
He's a board chairman, yes. Okay. And then per the governance structure, the organization has its top decision-making body is the General Assembly, that is the membership. Then it comes to the board. Management team is next. Yeah. And the management team is led by the Chief Executive Officer. So that's why I appear here as the Chief Executive Officer.
All right, so you are the Chief Executive Officer.
Exactly.
You handle the day-to-day
day-to-day operations, yeah, exactly.
But how come you're not popular? I mean, we don't hear you in conversations. People don't know about you. If there's anything, we just push all our grievances to Uncle Rex. Like, oh, Uncle Rex, GHAMRO, Uncle Rex. But we don't hear you. Meanwhile, you are handling the day-to-day activities.
Yes, so, I mean, the entertainment industry is mostly focused on the names, the big names out there. So they will mostly want to deal with whose name is out there, but in the corporate structure, I mean, if you probably want to do with a bank, or you would have to first get in touch with their management team. Yeah. So I think that is something that the industry is missing. I mean, for you to understand the day-to-day operations, you need to get in touch with the management team. So I think there's a mishap that is happening. So
has that been the operation of GHAMRO all these years, that there's a CEO which is handling the management side and there's Uncle Rex as board chairman? Has it always been like that?
Yeah, I mean, GHAMRO, since it was set up in 2012 as a company limited by guarantee, established under Section 49 of the Copyright Act, Act 690, Act 2005, was registered as a company limited by guarantee with directors. Its first board chairman was Carlos Sechi. I don't know if you've heard the name before, who was appointed in 2012 and ran the society as a head or the board chairman for 2 years. Okay. Kodjantwi came as a board chairman between 2015 and 2017. And then Rex came in from 2017 to date. Okay. Yeah, so successfully, we've run by this corporate structure over the last 12 years as an institution. Yeah.
All right. How is someone selected to be a board chairman at GHAMRO?
Okay, per the structure of GHAMRO and the constitution of GHAMRO, GHAMRO conducts elections every 4 years to elect members of the board who represents the General Assembly, like you know, for every corporate institution. And so at the voting, 3 members have to be composers. Ooh. 2 members have to be performers. 1 a publisher and 1 a producer of a sound recording. Okay. So the elections are done on this basis. And so every chairman you see lead GHAMRO is a composer. Exactly, so that is the composition. And once the 7th member is elected, per the company's governance rules in Ghana, that is the Company Act, they meet and elect 1 person to chair. And that 1 person per GHAMRO's constitution is supposed to be a composer. Wow. Yes, that's it.
All right, so that's fair. We understand that. But there's a lot that GHAMRO is involved in that we do not hear. Yeah. Who are we to blame? The organization or we that we don't see the information?
Yeah, I think it has to be 2. I mean, I won't lay the blame at the doorsteps of the media or equally lay it at the doorsteps of GHAMRO. I mean, I always say that if you seek, you find. We as GHAMRO also communicate. As I said with you, we have our social media handles. We have our website fully active. We do communicate on that angle. We also expect that if the media also has challenges, you could either reach us through our social media handles, our websites. You have email addresses all there. And then if there is clarity to certain matters that you may not understand, the GHAMRO team is available to assist and provide such information. And so I think it works two-way street. Whilst we also do our best to put out information out there. And like I mentioned on our social media handles, if you check GHAMRO online, you find us there. I mean, fully verified. And so once a media person does not understand something, I believe that it is prudent, like your name, to reach out to us to seek clarification and then understanding of subject matters.
Sure. Now, let's talk about your operation. How does GHAMRO operate?
Like I mentioned, GHAMRO is a collective, I'll use technical terms here, so that, I mean, you are free to ask for explanation if it so needs. GHAMRO is a collective management organization established under Section 49 of the Copyright Act, Act 690, Act 2005, specifically mandated to collect and distribute royalties to members. Now, I use specifically mandated because most often than not, we are bracketed into a lot of responsibilities that the law does not give us that mandate. And so anytime any issue involving the music industry pops up, GHAMRO is found at the center stage. If you check the law that establishes GHAMRO very well, you will realize that where you are bracketing GHAMRO, we do not fall within that space. But then most often than not, we are bracketed into that space. But then I'll take time to take us through what we are supposed to do. That is our mandate. Our mandate specifically is to collect and distribute royalties for our members. And now the mandate spans from broadcast rights, mechanical reproduction rights, public performance rights, and lastly, synchronization rights. So basically, these are the major tasks GHAMRO seeks to do. And I'll take it one after the other. And so one, the broadcast rights. So GHAMRO is mandated to ensure that where in any public place, by means of broadcasts, the works of our members are used. When I say the works of our members, it means that the music of our members are used. It means that the user is supposed to apply to GHAMRO for a license to be given the broadcast rights to play music, either at their radio station or at their TV station. The reality of this subject matter is that though there is a legal provision for DGN TV to apply to GHAMRO for a license, DGN TV did not apply. But then GHAMRO knows that DGN is operating. So what we do is that we write to you officially, DGN, you are operating under the laws of broadcast rights. You have not applied to GHAMRO. Come to GHAMRO and apply. DGN will not come. We will issue you an invoice based on our tariff. Then we'll be coming with reminders, with demand notice and all that. What I'm driving home at is that at the end of the day, we need to collect money from DGN to pay to the artists. And so if DGN is not paying, GHAMRO can't pay the artists. Like I mentioned, GHAMRO is a company limited by guarantee. It's a private entity, as it was established in 2012, a wholly private entity. Two, public performance rights. The public performance right involves rights that people use music in hotels, malls, shops and malls, and all these places. Funerals, exactly. All these places are also supposed to apply. Yes. And then we give you a license, then you pay. But the reality is that they do not apply. Most often than not, GHAMRO has to spend excessively in operational costs in chasing these people.
Because you need to get them to good.
Exactly. The third right is the mechanical reproduction rights. Anytime a composition is reproduced, there is a rate set. And I say anytime a composition is reproduced, anytime that you hear music on Apple, Visa, you stream at your comfort of your home, all the DSPs, a component of money is retained for the person who composed that music. And now, as you and I know, music is no more produced or sold on CDs or cassette or now music finds a space in the digital space. Yeah. And so every time Prudence streams music on Apple or Deezer, yes, I'm choosing my words carefully because I'm saying every time you stream. So if you don't stream and you play music from any other source, you're cheating the musician. The musician is not going to get the royalties. Wow. Yes. And so once you stream on the rights approved DSPs, the musician, a portion of money is retained for the composer. Wow. And it's called mechanical royalties. As we speak, GHAMRO generates that royalties through Capasso. It's a company in South Africa.
Yeah. And so it's been very effective.
It's been very effective, yes. In fact, it's one of our highest earners for our artists. Like, if you are following the trend, you realize that broadcast is not giving us the huge public performance. Then the mechanical, that is real-time payment. And so once Prudence has streamed, the money has automatically been retained. Okay. And so presently across Africa, we're doing that with Capasso.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so once the music is streamed across this continent, if it's Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, I mean, that money is retained as mechanical royalties. Right. And lastly, synchronization royalties. Synchronization comes when your music is used in sync with an advert or a movie. Yeah. Yes, and so it comes as and when your music is used for such purposes. Wow. Yes.
All right. I want us to talk about the first one, which is about, the broadcasting.
Yes.
Like you said, getting that royalty from the streaming, it is in a proper dispensation that these platforms have systems working. Yeah. In the same way that television, radio, these are platforms that have proper structures working. Yeah. Why has it been a challenge for them to make their payments to you guys?
See, the challenge has always been that Ghanaians, generally, and I'll quote our former CEO, Mr. Majete, do not have a culture for paying for the use of music. Wow. You know, Section 5 of the Copyright Act gives an exclusive right to the author or composer of music. I mean exclusive because if you want to do anything with music, you have to seek the authorization. Okay. So your DJ here, if he wants to play the music, he needs to check at the accounts office to see if they have actually get clearance before he even plays the music. Wow. But because at the back of his mind, music comes in handy. So he just comes to sit and then play his music. Yeah. You know, music is part of your operational costs. Today we are seated here nicely in chairs at your studio here, and I believe that your management put money into this investment. Yeah. Unfortunately, after acquiring all these gadgets and instruments, including paying your salary, they forget that the music that is streamed or that the music that is played is supposed to be a cost component to their activities. Okay. They put it at the background, and then later on, when GHAMRO comes chasing,
but what are you guys trying to do to, bridge this gap? Because it has been a problem there for quite some time now.
Yes, like we always say, a law without enforcement is just an advice.
Exactly.
When the copyright regulation was set up, Copyright LI 1962 of 2010, it was set up for operationalization because then we have not seriously operationalized collective management business in Ghana. So when it was set up in 2010, it set up 3 societies, which GHAMRO is one, to operationalize collective management businesses, as it is being done in developed countries. Yeah. So mostly our artists locally will compare us with other advanced CMOs like BMI and ASCAP in US or SACEM in France or even SAMRO at our backyard here in South Africa. Now, when the LI was set up, it was set up for us to operationalize, see the loopholes, and then we go back to work on the law. Sure. Unfortunately, when we operationalize the LI for 10 years, we've realized that it has a lot of deficits. And I always say, the legal deficit in our LI is what is causing GHAMRO's operation problems, because we cannot operate when we are not operating in the legal space. Okay. You might be quick to compare us with SAMRO or BMI or ASCAP. But they are operating in a legal frame which, when we do so, will be cited for contempt or any other thing.
Oh.
Because I can't come to close DGN radio station down because they are not paying. Because the legal framework we are operating within does not allow GHAMRO to close DGN down. In fact, what it allows GHAMRO to do is to take DGN to court. Oh. Yes, and we have taken a lot of stations to court. We've taken almighty even GBC to court on 8th March 2024. Yes, state broadcaster, yes. Exactly, that's the point. In fact, that is the serious nature of the problem we are sitting with. Yes, and we at GHAMRO have to absorb the shocks.
And they come and tell us to pay TV license.
Exactly. So just yesterday, because the matter is in court, just yesterday I went to court, GHAMRO versus GBC.
Wow.
Yes, the reality is that even judgment has been passed that GBC is supposed to pay GHAMRO from 2014. What I'm saying is that GBC has not been paying GHAMRO from 2014. That is the judgment. I'll make it available to you.
Wow.
Yes. And so from 2014, GBC has not paid GHAMRO. The court authoritatively ruled that GBC should pay GHAMRO 5% of their revenue to GHAMRO on TV, on radio, and then 2% of their revenue on TV. Wow. GBC, we had to enter judgment. When the judgment was ruled, we had to enter judgment compelling GBC to bring their
revenue.
Yes, that's what we are talking about.
In order to enforce it.
Yes.
Wow.
And so that is the space we are operating within. And I can tell you that 90% of Ghanaian broadcasting network, both TV and radio, have deliberately, and I choose my words carefully, deliberately decided not to pay.
Wow.
And the reason I'm saying deliberately, because if you should peep at the accounts office today or at your administration today, you will see a GHAMRO letter and invoice there.
Obviously.
Which payment has not come.
Obviously.
Yes, and we are operating from collect and pay. When GHAMRO was set up in 2012, it wasn't set up as a government institution. No government funded GHAMRO. GHAMRO has never been funded. If you see GHAMRO coming in here with a car, GHAMRO having a building,
working around.
Yeah, it's because when GHAMRO was set up in 2012, it was run by its 30% administrative revenue as an administration.
Wow.
So whatever money we collect, we retain 30%. And when we were set up, we were not given the gadgets to work. Prudence, you have been given microphones, studio, and all that. Nobody gave GHAMRO anything to work. The infrastructure we need, we didn't get it.
The office space.
No. So today, through Rex's administration, GHAMRO, together with the 3 other CMOs, has been able to put up a 3-story building.
Wow.
Yes, at our premises. It is at, I think, 80% complete. So, yes.
That's good.
Yes. And we are supposed to put up buildings across the country.
Wow.
As we speak, we run on renting spaces at the various cultural centers to run our operations. And so that is a reality we were brought up.
You guys have
challenges. Yes, exactly. But then beyond the challenges, we are firm to work to ensure that we are not folding our arms.
Yeah.
If whatever work we need to put in to collect and distribute, we will do so. Because at the end of the day, we can only build up on existing structures.
Exactly. Let's talk about, you did mention of the fact that GBC, you guys have
in court.
I'm happy with the results, and I hope that they are able to pay the money. But which other platform would you say have been supportive, have been coordinating with GHAMRO? You know, there are other media houses out there. They've been consistent with their payment structure.
Yes.
Is there any media house that you would say, this particular media house, they've been consistent, they've been efficient and reliable in terms of their work relationship?
Payment, yes. I mean, for you asking me, I mean, because of your platform, we did have said it. But then when it comes to GHAMRO user engagement, I mean, with the broadcasting networks, I'll give credit to multimedia.
Wow.
One-time stop. You don't joke with that obligation. Wow. Omnimedia.
We all have to learn from them.
I think so. I think so, yes. We have to, because multimedia is aware of its obligation, and they know. And so they wouldn't even want us to knock at their door. Yes, and the networks I'm mentioning, the tricky part is the networks I'm mentioning, almost all of them, we have to first go to court and then learn from it. We had to I mean, do the filing exactly. Yes, and then yes, and then they come and then, yes. So I would say it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, Omni, that is with City and all those networks that are paying. We have to go through. Media General, we had to go through all these problems. Even some of them, they come, we sit, and they go and sleep. And we have to go back to court. Yes, but you see, the problem has always been that because it involves you, the media, when you go to court, you don't talk about it.
I was about to talk about it.
Yes, because
like right now, you have won a court case against
GBC. Yes, and if you check Google Ghana Web, it's only the print media and then the blogging medias that actually picked this up. Yeah. No broadcasting them. They didn't. No. Because yes, once you are putting it up, you'll be like, he check his backyard and say,
yeah,
station DGN, hey, GBC as me. That has been the problem.
But of course, I think these are very, very important matters that we need to know when we are critiquing you guys. But you guys have faced a lot of backlash.
Of course. So
how do you handle all these things? When
you see, sometimes in our attempt to protect you guys, we face a backlash. But then, since I took over for the past 1 year, I have decided not to fight the battles for the media again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I will sit here.
Given up?
I've given up. I won't fight for you, the media. I'll fight for GHAMRO. So like I made mention to you, DGN, you have not paid.
Okay.
And so if DGN you have not paid, how can GHAMRO also pay Shatawale? How can GHAMRO pay Stoneboy? How can GHAMRO pay Fancy Gandam? How can GHAMRO pay all these people? And so if an artist comes out to say that I received 600 CDs on GHAMRO, I think sometimes you, the media who is blogging it, should bow your head down in shame because it's a garbage in, garbage out system. We pay when we receive. So we cannot pay money we have not received from GBC.
Exactly. I want us to talk about the fact that you mentioned these big names, Shaka, Sarkodie, and I believe strongly that these people have huge platforms.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with these top artists? I mean, these are your stakeholders.
Yeah.
Because I believe strongly that these people, when they put out a tweet out there that these particular media platforms have not paid, or these people who are organizing these events have failed to pay. I think it will go a long way to helping you guys.
Exactly.
What is your relationship with these artists? Who are your stakeholders?
It's I would say generally it's a good relation, but then sometimes, like we are discussing here, our artists also don't have this background information, mostly because sometimes they don't have the luxury of time to be attending annual general meetings, to have one-on-one information about what is going on within the organization, because it are such events that we are able to table all the day-to-day operations and the reports of the society to members.
Okay.
And so most often than not, you don't see some of our artists coming for such meetings. And so they miss that opportunity to be updated on the day-to-day operations, because if they were actually being in touch with us on that level, you actually see that we'll be updating them the court cases that we are handling so far for the year under review. I mean, the users that we have to bunch to court, to struggle money from them and all that. And so you will generally see that most of these users who are not paying, our people know. When I say they know, because the board chairman who represents the entirety of the membership is well informed or know very well every user that is not paying to us.
Okay.
Yes, and so most often we would encourage them to also get close to us, though we are working in their interest. But some of the matters too, when you get close to us, you would be able to understand that and know that today I'll pick on you, allow me to pick on you. You'll be able to understand and know that DGN TV has not paid GHAMRO.
You said it already.
Yes, but in fact, I want to pick on you today.
All right, guys, we just tuned this entertainment guide. I'm having a conversation with Jackson Jeffo, is the Chief Executive Officer of GHAMRO. Quickly, let's talk about the fact that we hear comments in social media that, oh, GHAMRO paid me 200 Ghana cedis, GHAMRO paid me 500 cedis. We hear that a lot. And you've said that because if the people are not paid, you guys are unable to make the payment. But like you said, that Shatter and all these artists do not relay, I mean, you guys don't have that day-to-day information that you can relay. In the same way you guys send them money, I think you guys should get ambassadors.
Okay.
At least, GHAMRO has these ambassadors, Shutterstone, Sakode, all these people. When you put them there as ambassadors, and because these are the higher earners
of course, yes, exactly. yes.
So I believe that if you put them there, they will be advocating for you guys, and he will take off some of the stress. Because if Shatawale puts a phone in front of him and he runs on DGN, like you are trying to and multimedia and Media General and all these platforms, and even other big events that happen in this country, even in December, you guys will get a result. So I think you guys should look at that alternative as well.
Of course, it's an idea duly, accepted. I mean, we will explore every other avenue that there is of to ensure that we get our revenues.
All right. Quickly, let's talk about the membership.
Yeah, of course. I mean, not to cut you, but you made mention about the payment. That is with the members saying 200, 300.
We complain a lot about that.
Yeah, so you see, generally, royalty payment is not supposed to be fixated.
Yeah, it depends on.
Yeah, it depends on the usage of your works. So you might have a big name, but then if your usage is down, per the best international practices, if the usage is down, it means that you will not be earning that much. It goes in that. So it's not static. And so when GHAMRO distributes, GHAMRO has distributed, in fact, the last distribution that we did, the highest earner got about, I think, 47,000, close to 50,000 Ghana cedis.
The highest earner?
Yeah, of course, exactly, yes. I won't mention the name, of course, obviously, yes.
But they mention your smaller monies. But
yeah, of course, and that is why I'm saying that it is inappropriate. The highest earner is discretionary.
Oh, okay.
If I get my money and I come to put it out there, that is me putting it out there. That is me
but
out of...
But you cannot do that.
We cannot do that, yes. That is me out of the close to 4,000 members at GHAMRO.
Oh.
Do you get it? So if, let's say, we did a distribution in December, I mean, we distribute to maybe 3,700 members. And then 100 decides to put their money they receive out there. That is just 100 people putting the money they received out there. But then the other 3,600, they not put the money they earned out there.
Okay.
And so it is wrong to base on the sample of 100 people to conclude that that is the modus operandi of GHAMRO.
Okay.
And that is what I think the media has missed out of the whole equation. Because the better approach is to come to GHAMRO. Oh, I've heard this person put out this amount of money out there. Please, can I check how much you distributed?
Okay.
We don't have the right to give you the names, but we can give you per earning, per category, and every other information that you know. And you will realize that the lowest payout was, let's say, 250 cedis, and the highest payout was maybe 16,000, 20,000, 50,000, or even 100,000.
All right. Mr. Jackson, quickly, I want us to talk about when was the last time you gave money to?
Distribution, I think December.
December.
Yeah.
Which was a period of which collection?
So it was collection for 6 months on broadcast and performing.
Okay.
And then collection for 1 year on mechanical reproduction.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There was a conversation about the former Attorney General, Godfrey Iwadami, revoking your license for collection.
Okay.
I want you to explain.
All right.
What prevented you from collecting? So
okay. The narrative. Today I'll give it to you. GHAMRO's license was not revoked.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
The Office of Attorney General and Ministry of Justice is the regulator for all the collective management organizations in Ghana.
Okay.
And so they always have to check our operations to ensure that we are in line because they are our regulator.
Okay.
And some of the operations they check is to ensure that we are not spending more than it has been approved for us as a society. And so they do all these checks. And every society is supposed to renew their license every 5 years. So when GHAMRO was set up in 2012, it was given a first license. That license was renewed in 2017, which we have there now. So the 2017 license expired in 2022. As part of the regulatory measures, the Office of the Attorney General expects that we send them our reports for the year, our accounts. In fact, in 2017, as part of its regulatory oversight, the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice ordered a forensic audit into GHAMRO's books.
Wow.
Yes, which report is available. I'll hand it over to you if you so wish. And as part of their oversight responsibility, they are supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
They came and did their audits, though we also do external audits. They were not satisfied, which they were supposed to do. So they ordered the Auditor General to do an audit into GHAMRO's books, which report is available at GHAMRO's office. So they did all that, and they have been performing their oversight responsibilities top notch. I'll give them their credit. Okay, sure. And so in 2022, when our licenses expired, we were tasked to submit all records that, per the provisions in the Copyright Act, we are supposed to do to get our license. We submitted all the records and everything that they requested for. And unfortunately, the license has not come.
Okay.
And so when the license expired in 2022 and we submitted all the records, we were waiting for a response.
Yeah.
But then we never received a response. At the back of this whole issue, some of our members, and like I mentioned, the election of the board is political, it's elections. Yeah. And anywhere there is elections, there is politics.
Yes.
I don't do politics because I'm part of management.
Yeah.
And so some members felt that the license has expired. So GHAMRO should cease operations.
In terms of collection. In
terms of collection, which necessarily is not so. Because if GHAMRO should cease operations, there is a procedure the AG has to follow. They have to publish in the dailies that effectively today, after the AG has written to us, informing us that this and this and this is what you have done, I want to cause your operation to be seized. There is a legal procedure.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this legal procedure has not been followed. And so automatically, GHAMRO's operations has not ceased.
Okay.
Only that we are waiting for AG to release the license or otherwise. So it's two things. Either AG gives you the license or tells you that, you know what, stop operation. Which both cases has not happened. And so you can't say GHAMRO should cease operation. But in 2022, 2023, what GHAMRO sought to do was that some members had picked an intel that GHAMRO's license has not been released. And so they were inciting people not to pay.
Okay. But if your license hasn't been given to you, do you have the right to collect?
No, you see, it's a process. So what the law says is that when I give you a license, the next time it expires, please bring me A, B, C, D. When I look at it, I would give you an approval or a disapproval. And so you, Prudent, if you were in that position, what would you have done? The law says that bring me your audited accounts, bring me your reports.
I get that part.
We have done all these things. Yes. And the AG is supposed to give us our license.
And has not given to you.
And has not. If he or she so wishes to disapprove of our operations, like we are doing today, clearly the law states what AG should do, which AG has not done.
Okay, so you guys have still been collecting.
Yeah, we are. Yes.
And is that a crime?
I mean, really,
is it acceptable?
It's acceptable because I don't think there is any provision that prohibits GHAMRO from operating. And like I mentioned, if the law, as its provision states, that after they have submitted all the things to you, and Attorney General, you so wish that there is a problem in any of the things that they have done, cease their operation by first writing to them for them to respond. If they respond, publish in the dailies that based on the response, we are not satisfied. So GHAMRO's operations has ceased. And so the public should not deal with GHAMRO.
But don't you think the fact that you have not received your new license is an indication that they are not impressed with the activities?
No, I don't think. I don't think so.
Follow with the letter?
No, in fact, the last letter I took over in February 2024.
Okay.
When I took over, this is a problem that we are facing. So when I took over, I officially petitioned the then AG, that is Honorable Godfrey Dami, seeking clarification on these matters because it was hanging the organization.
Yes.
Yes, it was hanging the organization. And after, I think, 3 months, I received a response that not only locally, internationally, this issue is affecting us.
Because you have dealings with DSPs.
Exactly, yes. So internationally, it's affecting us. So quickly, we needed to hear from them that you have seized our operations or you are giving us a license.
And what's the response?
Oh, the response was that the petition is being considered. So, I mean, I made mention about the fact, one of the concerns I raised was the fact that the organization is gradually folding up because we cannot meet our overhead costs.
Yeah.
And if I don't meet my overhead costs, I'll be cited for contempt because I can't get money anywhere to operate.
Yeah.
So we are naturally
handicapped.
Yes.
All right. There's a new AG in town.
Of course, yes.
What's the relationship right now?
Dr. Ayeni, yes, of course. I mean, we will just quickly have to write to him formally, welcoming him. We've done that. Okay. I mean, we will not wait for 3 months and you've not done this. We've done that. We've officially written to him to welcome. Come again.
What's the state of matters between you and the new AG in terms of getting your license?
So we are yet to meet him.
Subsequent
yeah, we are yet to meet him.
Okay.
Yes, in fact, he officially wrote to them, and then I realized he was out of town, so we had to wait for him to come and give us a date.
So you guys are still collecting?
Yeah, we're still collecting because we are still paying.
All right, you have to pay.
Exactly. You see, I mean, one thing is that it will have been suicidal if we collect and we don't pay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so throughout the period that we have collected, we have done the due diligence to pay whatever money we have collected.
Okay.
Yes, and devoid of its operational costs. Yeah.
Your board chairman, Uncle Rex, is now the presidential staffer in charge of Black Star Experience.
Exactly.
He's also serving as a board chairman. Is there no conflict of interest? I mean, how does it work? Is it how are you guys?
I'll break it to you. He's preparing his handing over notes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Anything else you want to add before you leave?
Oh, I mean, generally, I would always want both our users and our members to actually, I won't say exercise patience, but then let us all understand the modus operandi of GHAMRO.
Great. I have a friend who applied to GHAMRO, and I was told they had to come in there to come and fill in forms.
Exactly. This is something when I came.
Why are we filling forms into
in fact, it is something. Look at my age, Chief Executive Officer. I'm even ashamed for you mentioning this. So when I took over, there was a project which started by the former CEO, Mr. Ibrahim Ajete. Okay. It was dragging its feet, but when I took over, quickly we are changing all this.
It's still working.
No, but I mean now you can just check. Now you can just check our website. Yeah. It has not been fully launched. That is why you can check now.
You have to fill manually and then also.
No, I mean, by the end of this month, this will be launched. Okay. I mean, it has not been fully operationalized because, I mean, the technicalities involved in having a brain, it would have been easy if it was a bank. Yeah. Then getting an IS or, an IMIS is easy. Yeah. But then a collective management organization, my brother, it's not easy. Okay. But then, I mean, call me by the end of this month. Okay. We decided to launch this project last year, but for some of these technical hitches, I mean, all registration would have gone through our member portal. Okay. Now the member portal is there on our website, but unfortunately, it's not active.
So by the end of the month, nobody would have to come to GHAMRO to fill forms.
Call me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Call me by the end of this month. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.